Hi everybody, I wanted to show you the bound journals that are in the library at VU Nicholson, so you can see how the journals started off and how they've changed from being in paper format to digital format. So here I am in the library at Nicholson Street, and you can see this shelf here has got lots and lots of boxes of what we call journals. Journals are like magazines, I guess you'd say, but they're full of articles that have been written by academics, that are non-fiction material, that have been written by people who are experts in the field, who have had their articles reviewed and checked by other experts in the field to make sure that the information that they have in there is correct and informative and of really high quality. One of the ways that journals are often stored is in boxes like this. So we'll have a look at this box here. We can see that these boxes have got journals, all of the journals from a particular time period, just stored in the boxes. So we're looking at the library journal here, and you can see that from January to June of 2004 library journal is stored in this box, and they're all individual items. I'll just pull one out for you. You can see that it's a library journal. Let's have a quick look at the journal and see what it looks like when you open it up. Looks a bit like a magazine. You can see the information inside. There's the table of contents, and the table of contents tells us that there's a whole lot of articles in this journal about library and information topics. So there's some articles here about audio reviews. There's some information about databases, and as you go through the journal or magazine, you can see the individual items. So this particular article is about librarians who thrive on talking about careers. There's all sorts of information. So professionals use these professional journals all of the time to keep up their knowledge about what's happening in the industry. And these are library related ones, but you'll find them in all sorts of different topics. So as I go down the shelf here, more library related ones, but here's some from the psychologists magazines. So in the area of psychology, sociology, family matters, ones on training. And you can see that they're interfiled with the general books in the library. Now, of course, what happens with these articles in the journals is if they're just kept in the boxes like this, then individual months or individual issues are kept there, but it's really easy for the individual issues to go missing. So what most libraries did in the past was that they kept all of the journals here together for a year, and then at the end of the year they bound all of the journals from that year together into one hardcover book format. So if we have a look at these ones here, you can see that this is the National Library of Australia News for 2004, and it's been bound together in a hardback copy like this. And as you go through the shelves, you'll see for some of the items, you'll see the journals are there in their original printed paper format, and in other times they're bound together in hardback journals. So these are called bound journals, and in the past libraries used to order 2 copies of each journal issue, one to go on the shelves and one they used to put away in a safe place so that they could bind it together and have it forever. Much harder for a piece to go missing or for it to be damaged. So you can see here, these are the bound journals of the Australian Library Journal. We've got the 96, 97, 98. I've actually got the 99 edition lying here on the shelf. And if you have a look inside, if you flick through, you'll see that the January, the February, the March, all the way through the year, all of the editions for the year have been bound together and put inside this one hardcover volume. So when you look at the items that are in there, you can see that for each month there's a contents page, and for each particular article you'll see that it's presented with a title at the front, like this one, the author, a little bit of information about what's going to be in it. So it says here, this paper was read at the opening session of the 5th Biennial Conference, and then you can see if you flick through that the journal article goes through here, page after page after page. You can see it looks very much like it did in the original printed journal, because get to the end of that article and we're on to the new article, because it looks very much like it did in the printed journal, because in fact it is the printed journal. They've just all been bound together in a single volume. The reason I'm showing you these is because if you understand how bound journals work and what they looked like in the past, you get a better idea of what they look like when the information is taken from the paper version like this and put into a digital database. Because the Australian Library Journal is available in the to VU students through one of the electronic databases that the library subscribes to. So you'll notice that at the moment they keep the bound journals down to 2012. They don't have a 2013 one there. It might be off at the binders, but I suspect they probably decided not to keep the bound volumes anymore and to just go over to the digital volumes. But if you think about how the journals looked in the first place, the fact that they started off being paper journals that got produced, say, every month, and then they got bound into annual volumes each year. People went into those annual volumes to get the individual articles that they wanted, because each of these bound volumes probably holds some hundreds of individual articles. Then you get a bit of an idea about how it will work when you move over to an electronic database.